Hi guys, Harry here, and on Sunday we had Doctor Who Legend of the Sea Devils, and at the end of Doctor Who Legend of the Sea Devils we got a sneak peek of the 13th Doctor's next and final episode, coming hopefully later this year. And then after it was dropped on TV at the end of Doctor Who Legends of the Sea Devils, we got the sneak peek released on the Doctor Who YouTube channel. So I thought it would be a good time to have a reaction / breakdown to the trailer that was dropped on the Doctor Who YouTube channel, and it's titled "The 13th Doctor's Final Adventure." So before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe. Also leave a like and comment down below, and let's get into the video.
Nothing is forever. No regeneration, no life. Beware of the forces that mass against you and their master.
This is the day you die.
So, the trailer opens with the 13th Doctor looking solemnly in her TARDIS as audio goes over, "Nothing is forever," linking back to the end of the special that we just recently had, Legend of the Sea Devils, where the Doctor had made a wish that this adventure would go on forever. But as we know, for a while now, that this was the end of Jodie Whittaker's time as the Doctor, that she was only getting these 3 specials in this year, and then it was going to be handed over to Russell T Davies. But I think it's a really nice tie back to this recent special. There is more audio, however, going on, as there is a couple of lines saying, "Nothing is forever, no regeneration, no life. Beware of the forces that mass against you and their master." And this is exactly the same audio, I think, as from the Vanquishers, which was the last episode of The Flux. And it would make sense as Time, who was the character that said these lines, took on Jodie Whittaker's form, the 13th Doctor's appearance. And I think it is great, and it is really tying it in there, so maybe we'll get a whole wrap up to the Timeless Child arc, and then when Russell T Davies takes over, he can just come in with a clean slate and do what he did the first time, but better. And I think it's a really great way to tie in even the Flux, which just seemed to be wrapped up, but tying in all the Doctor's series, rather than just focusing on everything dumped in this one special. It's like everything counted. But over this audio, we don't just get a look at the Doctor, we also get a look at her villains that she will face in this episode. So, the first we get is the Daleks. Then we get a look at Ashad and the Cybermen. Now, it is noted that Ashad got shrunk by the Master, and then I think he was still on Gallifrey when the death particle got triggered and it blew up on Gallifrey, destroying all organic life. And Ashad is mostly, well, he's part human. He's like half human, half Cyberman, so he would definitely be affected by the death particle. And even normal Cybermen, they have the human brain, which would definitely get affected by the death particle and wipe them out. Not to mention that the Cybermen weren't really Cybermen, they were Cyber Masters, part Time Lords, part Cybermen. So they definitely had some organic energy in them, as they were able to regenerate. And the biggest thing of the Cybermen is the brain, obviously, which is human, but Time Lord in this case. So how did Ashad survive that? How is it original Cybermen now, not Cyber Leaders? They look like original Cybermen. How did both of them, how did Ashad and the rest of the Cyber Legion survive? And then we get a look at the Master, which again, he survived the death particle, but the Master always survives in some shape or form, and he looks pretty much like we left him at the end of Series 12 with short hair, and just how he looked in Series 12. That was important, having short hair. It will come up later in the trailer. But it's just all these villains, how have they survived? Like Ashad and definitely the Master, those are the top two. How did they survive? But it seems like the Doctor's going to face multiple enemies, dangerous enemies in this special.
I haven't heard from the Doctor for nearly 4 decades.
Just because it's only 3 decades for me.
Next up, we get Tegan and Ace. Now, this is insane. They are companions from classic Who. Tegan travelled with the 5th Doctor and Ace travelled with the 7th Doctor. And it's their original actors coming back. So it's like a Sarah Jane to kind of return, like how she did in School Reunion. Tegan and Ace are coming back in the Doctor's final adventure, Jodie Whittaker's final adventure, to help her out. It's not like they've come from the time with their doctors. As they said, Tegan said that she has had 4 decades without seeing the Doctor, and she's kind of right. Tegan left in Resurrection of the Daleks in February 1984 because it stopped being fun, mainly after the Doctor had committed a genocide of Sea Devils, which links back with the recent special we just got again, Legend of the Sea Devils. And we also get Ace, who travelled with the 7th Doctor, and her last episode was Survival on December 1989. And unfortunately, that wasn't an end to Ace, because the Doctor Who got cancelled before they could wrap up that arc with the 7th Doctor and Ace. And there's a lot of different things. Ace, I think, has been killed by Daleks in Dalek media. She's become a Dalek killer in other Doctor Who media, and she has also become a Time Lord in other Doctor Who media. But I don't think any of that has been a thing that will be canonical in this episode, but it's just so great to have Tegan and Ace back, especially as they look like that they haven't lost any fight that they had when they were with the Doctor. Because there is a shot of them, in a like gunfight, and it looks like they have alien guns, alien weapons. But I just can't wait to see Tegan and Ace return, as they were just. It's just so great to have them back. I'm all in. I'm all for it. Returning companions. It's just great to see them.
Welcome to the end of your existence.
Okay, the next shot we get in the trailer flashes over a couple of images, so I'll just go through them real quick. Next, we get Kate Stewart returning. Now, she is set to return in Doctor Who Redacted. I did listen to episode 1, and I didn't hear Kate Stewart return, so this is the first time we're seeing Kate Stewart return, and it will be the first time she's returned on Doctor Who television since the Flux, but it looks like she's been captured by a couple of Cybermen. Now, I don't know whether this is a plan by the Doctor to bring down Ashad and the Cybermen, or whether this has a plan gone wrong by Kate, or a plan gone wrong by the Doctor in which she's being captured. Next up, we get a shot of Dan in the Doctor's orange spacesuit. That has mostly, we've seen the 10th and 11th Doctor wear it, and that's the suit he keeps in the TARDIS if he goes into space at any time. But this time Dan is wearing it, and maybe it's because Dan is more a build to fit the 11th and 10th Doctor rather than Jodie to fit the suit. So maybe she has a different fitted him, or maybe Dan was the only one that could save the day while the Doctor and Yaz were off doing somewhere else. But it looks like Dan is in this space station in the Doctor's orange spacesuit, and there's been like a blast or like wind running through like the corridor, and he's clinging on for like dear life. So we'll see some action scenes of Dan, which really Dan needs to be more developed. I know he got a bit in the Flux, but after that he's being kind of just left to the side. So more of Dan's action scenes, please. Next we see Vinda, who is from the Flux, and he returns again. He might be after the guy that at the end of the Flux, but Kate Stewart and Vinda kind of dealt with the Grand Serpent, so I don't know if he's just returning just like because the Doctor needs his help, or whether the Grand Serpent has escaped because Vinda spared his life. But we see Vinda again, which I thought after the Flux we'd never see him or Bal, but we at least see Vinda, so I wonder what's going on there. And then we get a shot of Yaz in the TARDIS pointing a gun. So is this a trick? Is this like the real Yaz? Is this pointing a gun at the Master? Has the Master invaded the ships? Has Daleks invaded the TARDIS? Has the Cybermen, has Ashad invaded the TARDIS? And is Yaz try to protect her home? Or is it like a kind of born-again situation where Rose doesn't think that the Doctor, after he regenerated, is the Doctor? Does Yaz think that this new person, especially if it's a man or someone of colour, as it's obviously it's going to be the biggest drastic thing if it switches to a man or to a person of colour, since Peter Capaldi switched into Jodie Whittaker. So as Yaz pulled a gun on the new Doctor, it's just so many questions that could be brought up. Next shot we get in the trailer is kind of hard to see. There's a humanoid figure that is by an exploding TARDIS. It looks like the figure has exploded the Dalek. Sorry, not exploded TARDIS, exploded Dalek. But is it? I mean, it looked a bit like the Grand Serpent. It like had his jacket on, but why would the Grand Serpent be exploding a TARDIS? And like, is he coming back? I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I can't make out who that figure is, but it's definitely a humanoid one. Then we get to see the Master, and the Master in this shot has long hair and a beard and a moustache, and he has like, it's kind of like not necessarily dirty, but just unkempt, like not tidied away, and it looks very Curse of the Fatal Death Master, when it was that comic relief one where Rowan Atkinson, along with other people, played the Doctor, and the Master, every time he threw the trapdoor switch, there was he fell through the trapdoor, and again he kept doing that, and as he got older and older, and he kept, as he's doing that, having longer hair and a beard and a moustache, as of course there was nothing, he couldn't do anything, he just kept falling through the trapdoors and got older and older. And this Master has a similar thing, but maybe it's just a reference to Roger Delgado Master, because he had like a goatee kind of thing, and Johnson, when he returned, he had like a moustache and a beard. So maybe this is just a thing that happens to the Masters whenever they return. Okay, the last shot we get of the trailer is the Doctor in this like transparent like cage sort of thing. She was kind of in a similar thing in series 12 where the Master trapped her. Maybe the Master has trapped her again, as the Master does say, this is the day you die, or this is the time you die. But when has the Master not said that ever? But there is the thing that this is the 13th Doctor's final adventure. It says that in the name of on that they've put in the Doctor Who YouTube channel on the thumbnail. The title of it is the 13th Doctor's final adventure. But it looks like she's kind of regenerating, but maybe she's having the regeneration energy sucked from her. Similar thing, maybe the Master is doing it, and he's using this to power maybe his cyber leaders, his cyber masters, or maybe himself, or maybe there's more people from the division, and Tecteun was wrong. She wasn't the last one of the division, and now the rest of the division are maybe having their revenge on the Doctor, or maybe the Doctor has an infinite number of regenerations, so they're using her regeneration to make them have unlimited or an increased number of regenerations. It's just it's kind of weird, because it's kind of like the regeneration colours and energy, but a bit different. And it ends with the Doctor shouting out Yaz, and it's kind of heartbreaking. Like, this might be the last time the 13th Doctor sees Yaz. This might be where the episode ends and the Doctor is regenerating. It just shows that the Doctor really does care for Yaz, and she might want to be in a relationship with Yaz, and this might show how much she does want to be in a relationship with Yaz when her life is really on the line. But of course, this is the final episode, so maybe Yaz will choose to leave after the 13th Doctor changes, as it just hurts her too much, and maybe hurts the 14th Doctor too much as well. But I don't know whether we'll see the full regeneration, how much we'll see of the regeneration, or whether it will be left until the 60th anniversary. But that is the end for my breakdown of the trailer. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and also leave a like. Comment down below what you are most excited about for the 13th Doctor's final adventure, and I will see you in the next one.